The exit polls and predictions, very interesting numbers that are coming out for Telangana. Conventional wisdom should say that it should be the BRS all the way, but some people think no, there might be a twist to the tail. We don't know. More details coming out as we speak. Chhattisgarh, now we have the average of 4 polls. Jan Ki Baat, Access, My India, CNX and TV5. The average for Chhattisgarh now is in the favor of the Congress, 48 for the Congress, 39 for the BJP and 3 for the others. The halfway mark is 46. So a slim majority is the average of the exit polls in favor of the Congress. TV5 is giving the Congress a thumping win of between 54 and 64, roughly similar to what they did last time around. CNX is also giving a massive advantage to the Congress. Access My India thinks it's a hung house, and Jan Ki Baat thinks it's advantage Congress. So 3 out of the 4 exit polls are giving advantage Congress in Chhattisgarh as developments are coming in. Now, Priya, let me bring you back in. So, what are we thinking when it comes to the Congress? What is their benchmark? What would they be happy with?
In Chhattisgarh or all the polls?
Across.
Well, 3 out of 4. They would be happy with 3 out of 4. I think, although they're not saying it, internally their assessment also they feel Rajasthan is going to be a tough call. But 3 out of 4, Telangana being the surprise part of the 3, they will be very happy. That's going to really give them a huge fillip in terms of opposition unity, etc. But the Congress, I think that it will be a whole, that is what the Congress is really aiming for.
Okay, we showed you the exit polls from 2018 and the final results at the beginning of this telecast. So you know that the exit polls can be all over the place. Okay, but is there a collective wisdom that I don't know? PKT Nambiar, what would the Congress be excited about? Are they doing something different that after Karnataka and Himachal, that if they get a couple of states, that they would feel that yes, we've made our mark?
Well, if they get Telangana, that is going to be really surprise, and it's not in the interest of BJP. Then there would be a difference, overall political discourse, the North versus South will go in a big way. So the educated South Indians are voting for Congress, and the cow belts, which we saw say that is the Bihar, UP and etc. is going on for the BJP. But that may not be in the interest of BJP. So I think BRS losing means BRS may not be able to come back in the later part because it's a one family party. And if it's going to be almost like an end of the story for BRS. But I still feel that BRS has got an advantage. It can be a tight fight wherein BJP is going to make a call who will be the chief minister. And I think BJP can never support the Congress. And the Prime Minister 2 days back said that we will not be having any kind of an engagement because there was some kind of rumors going around both in Telangana and the national level that the BRS and BJP will come together, maybe the post-poll. But Prime Minister clearly outlined and said that we are not going to have any alliance. But in that case, if BJP gets 10 seats, who will be the one who will take the call?
All right. Joyita Basu, is it tempting for the BJP because to form an alliance in Telangana, work with KCR?
Well, you see, when you're looking at Telangana, Prime Minister said that, KCR had asked for an alliance with the BJP, but he said no to it. So, frankly, and BJP also has, even if it does not perform very well in the assembly elections, in the Lok Sabha elections, it has the possibility of doing pretty well. It won, I think, 4 seats last time. There is a possibility that it may win many more seats in the next Lok Sabha elections. So I don't see how the BJP will be coming and supporting BRS. Although when we are looking at the number of seats, whatever reports we have got, it says that BJP considers 12 seats as category A seats where they have a possibility of winning. Now, if BJP manages to win at least even 7-8 seats over there, so it really upsets the calculation for both BRS and Congress, because they will be left to work on 119, 110, 12 seats. That is what they will be left with, and out of it take out 7 seats of OSC, which he is not going to give any. So yes, it may turn out into a pretty tough contest, and let us see.
Okay, very interesting developments of the polo polls now from Rajasthan. Let me put the numbers on your screens. Jan Ki Baat is giving thumping advantage to the BJP, and let's do the math on these numbers because I just want to make sure these numbers are adding up. Polstrat, Siddharth, can we get the maths done on this? So the numbers add up because the ranges are very large. It's a 22 seat range. 22 seats range is a very large range, but nonetheless, this is what it says: 100 to 122 for the BJP, between 60 and 80 for the Congress, 62 to 85, sorry, and anywhere between 14-15 for the others. Polstrat is also giving advantage BJP in Rajasthan with the but a much closer advantage of just a 10 or 20 seat advantage, and the others actually potentially declining. They didn't have too many last time around. So this is going with sort of what we have been discussing for the past half an hour or so, that there seems to be advantage Congress in Chhattisgarh, advantage BJP in Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh is probably right now too close to call. Manasvi, now that we are educated not only from our own opinions but also from several polling agencies, 5 or 6 polling agencies are now out with their results. Is your gut instinct similar to where we started?
Where we started and where I predicted, I think we are heading towards the same way. It's going to be 2 out of the 5 elections, 2 Congress is winning, 1 BJP is winning, and BRS is going to be intact in Telangana. Though there is going to be a massive decrease in the outcome of the seats for BRS, and Congress have done a surprisingly well work at Telangana level, but not at the level where they would be having a formation of the government. So it's going to be a very good election, I would say. Everyone is going to go happy home. BJP won, 2 Congress, BRS is intact, MNF is going to form government in Mizoram. So it's going to be a good election for all of us. And on the contrary, from 2018, Congress is going to perform well. Okay. That's what my understanding would be. Okay. Only problem with the Congress could be they may not fall out again like what happened in Madhya Pradesh. They should not give back Madhya Pradesh to BJP.
Okay, we promised you all the numbers very rapidly, and this is the 5th agency now for Chhattisgarh. So Jan Ki Baat, Access by India, CNX, TV5, C Voter has now been added. They gave a range of 36 to 48 for the BJP, large range for a small state, and 41 to 53 for the Congress. So once again, advantage Congress. The average for the Congress is just past the halfway mark at 50. So 5 agencies have now declared their exit poll results for Chhattisgarh. One more added in Madhya Pradesh, where Polstrat's results are out, 106 to 116. Indian National Congress 1111 to 121. So Madhya Pradesh, Polstrat says advantage Congress in a close, perhaps even a hung house. Let me quickly get Sumit Peer back into this. Sumit, now several agency polls are out. Is your opinion changing, or is it roughly the same that yes, Madhya Pradesh close? Okay, we just had Sumit. I think I just don't see him. Rajalakshmi Joshi, come in on this. Is your opinion changing as you're seeing these exit poll results? Rajalakshmi ji, if you can hear me, ma'am. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, is your opinion changing as you're seeing the exit poll results coming out?
Rishabh, I believe that, in Madhya Pradesh, definitely the BJP has an advantage. That even if it is going to be a close one, or, maybe the BJP does slightly not as well as it did last time, even then I think that it definitely will have the upper advantage. So I think that the BJP will scrape through in Madhya Pradesh, and in Rajasthan, obviously, I feel that it is going to be sweeping, and at the same time in Chhattisgarh, I feel that it's going to be an extremely close call. So that is how I look at it, Rishabh.
Okay, Joyita, your thoughts changing as we are seeing results coming in now. We have got 5 agencies for Chhattisgarh, 3 for Madhya Pradesh, 2 for Rajasthan.
Well, not really, because you see, this is what I was predicting in terms of Madhya Pradesh, which is a close fight with a Congress slight advantage for Congress. Rajasthan also, it's advantage BJP, but not a major advantage. And when we are looking at Chhattisgarh, of course, Congress has the advantage and BJP has covered a lot of ground. Yeah, maybe on Telangana, I may be having second thoughts about giving a sweep to BRS and say that it may become a closer fight between BRS and Congress, because a lot of local factors have come into play, which I am getting to hear about. So, things like the major dominant caste groups who have the power and the pelf, like the Kammas and the Reddys, they are coming and backing Congress. So that may really change the scenario.
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, as things stand, we are now getting the flavor of all the exit polls from all the 7-8 agencies that are doing the polls. 5 are in for Chhattisgarh. So the exit poll in total, average prediction is advantage Congress in Chhattisgarh, government forming advantage for Congress in Chhattisgarh. They're still all over the place, but when it comes to Chhattisgarh, 5 agencies are reporting on average an advantage of the Congress of 50 seats, the BJP of just under 40, which means government formation. That's what the exit poll says for the Congress returning in Chhattisgarh. In Madhya Pradesh, 3 agencies are now out. They are predicting an advantage to the BJP, although a much closer fight in Madhya Pradesh. When it comes to Rajasthan, they are predicting an advantage to the BJP, but a slightly better advantage than in Madhya Pradesh. So we are getting the poll results now that are coming in. Manasvi, now if we take it forward, what is your thought now on Telangana? Because a lot of people you heard saying that Telangana might become more interesting than we predicted to be.
Yeah, I have the same feeling. Telangana is going to be the most interesting in terms of the result coming, as this is going to be the first election for BRS also. The way they replaced E2B, I think they are going to be a shift in their vote bank also in that. But having said that, the surprising part what we would see would be Congress's performance in Telangana. I feel the gut feeling say that Congress is not going to form a sarkar in Telangana, but they have given a tough fight to BRS, and that's going to be very interesting for the India bloc moving forward. And the dent which some of the people are saying that there would be some kind of BJP going to play
Okay.
I don't think that.
Okay.
But having said that, the momentum of BRS is much lesser in comparison to 2018.
Okay, Manasvi, we're having some connection issues with you. We'll get that sorted out. Let me quickly introduce Shivam Shukla of the BJP joining us, Ikram Sandhu of the Congress joining us on the broadcast. Shivam, now I've already put all the caveats out there. We showed the 2018 exit polls. You know, it is a throw in the dark. I know we'll find out on the 3rd, but you guys do your own internal assessments, okay? And try to be candid with us. You know, stick your neck out. Why not? Okay, and tell us, what are you guys thinking? Don't say 4-1.
Look, the first and foremost thing is I belong to Madhya Pradesh, and as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned, the Bharatiya Janata Party is having a slight edge in the Madhya Pradesh because of the Ladli Behna Yojana, the Prime Minister's popularity, and also the amount of cadre and enthusiasm that we are having in our cadre in Madhya Pradesh. So in Madhya Pradesh, we are surely forming a government with a clear-cut majority, and there is no doubt about it. As far as Chhattisgarh is concerned, Chhattisgarh people have seen the Bhupesh Baghel government doing several scams and scandals. The Chhattisgarh have been severely affected. We have seen they are not implementing the central government rightly. Instead, at the state level also, they are just, there is no governance model, and that's the reason in Chhattisgarh also, we are of firm belief that we will form a government, but the majority will not be very much. So as far as Rajasthan is concerned, there we are having a whooping majority, and we will form a government with a clear margin, and we all can see that. And as far as Telangana and Mizoram are concerned, we are still looking for the possibilities, what could be there. We have fought elections very effectively, and we can be hopeful that BJP will be a prominent political player there, and we will be having a sort of our presence noted in the Telangana and Mizoram.
All right. Okay. Presence noted in Telangana and Mizoram, and other 3 you win. Okay. So 3-2 for sure, and better performance in the other 2. Let me get Ikram in from the Congress in. Ikram, quick thoughts before I go to other guests. Now that we've had a chance to digest the numbers, Mr. Sandhu, you guys do your own internal assessments. Where are you feeling confident, relaxed, and where is it a bit close? Where is it a bit tight?
Good evening, Rishabh. You know, in politics, you're confident, but you're not relaxed, because if you're relaxed, then you had it. So we are waiting for the 3rd, but we are optimistic about the results this time. We are very sure about Chhattisgarh and MP. I'm very candid with you on that. As far as Rajasthan is concerned, it will be touch and go, but I think so we'll nick it. And Telangana will be the icing on the cake, because a few months back, nobody was giving us a chance in Telangana. But the way things have panned out, I believe, KCR is on his way out there.
Okay.
So we believe that we'll get a good result in all the states.
Okay. I appreciate you at least being more candid than politicians often are.
I always am.
That seems like a relevant picture if you are optimistic on behalf of the Congress. Gomti Sai joining us on the broadcast. She's Member of Parliament for the BJP out of Chhattisgarh. Gomti Di, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us on the broadcast. आपको क्या लग रहा है अभी छत्तीसगढ़ में नाउ वी हैव द एग्जिट पोल प्रेडिक्शंस. ज़्यादातर एग्जिट पोल्स कह रहे हैं कि द एडवांटेज कांग्रेस is in the state elections. What do you feel?
देखिए, आप सबको मेरा तो पहले नमस्कार. आज जो एग्जिट पोल मैं देख रही हूँ छत्तीसगढ़ का, राजस्थान का, मध्य प्रदेश का, और मैं एक चीज आपको याद दिलाना चाहती हूँ. 5 साल पहले की बात, मेरे को एक पॉलिटिकल होने के नाते पहले बढ़िया से याद है मेरे को. 5 साल पहले कोई चैनल ऐसा नहीं बता रहा था कि छत्तीसगढ़ में बीजेपी का सरकार बन रहा है. आज जब रिजल्ट आया तो 15 सीट में बीजेपी आया. सेम मतलब छत्तीसगढ़ का जनता एक ऐसा जनता है जो लड़ाई करके सत्ता नहीं बदलता है, साइलेंट किलर है. और एक बात आप लोग अभी 3 तारीख को आप लोग याद कीजिएगा मेरे को, छत्तीसगढ़ में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सरकार बन रही है और पूर्ण बहुमत के साथ बन रही है. ये हम लोगों को पूर्ण विश्वास है. छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता किसी से लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं करता है. छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता बिल्कुल साधारण रूप से अपना लड़ाई लड़ता है और 5 साल का इंतजार करता है. और आप लोग देख लीजिएगा 3 तारीख को छत्तीसगढ़ में फुल मेजोरिटी के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी का
गोमती जी, अगर आप सही हैं अपनी प्रेडिक्शन में, तो किस कारण बन रही है? इस कारण बन रही है क्योंकि बघेल जी की परफॉर्मेंस खराब थी? इस कारण बन रही है क्योंकि आपका लीडरशिप और एजेंडा ज़्यादा अच्छा है? या इस कारण बन रही है आपके हिसाब से क्योंकि मोदी जी के नाम पे अभी भी वोट डाले जा रहे हैं?
देखिए, छत्तीसगढ़ की भारतीय जनता पार्टी का जितने भी कार्यकर्ता हैं, ईमानदारी के साथ चुनाव लड़ा है. आप लोग 3 योजना भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सरकार 15 साल रही है. 15 साल में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता ईमानदारी के साथ काम किया है और वही काम अभी भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता ईमानदारी के साथ काम किया है. और एक जनता के पास भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता अपना विजन को लेके गए हैं, केंद्र सरकार की योजना को लेके गए हैं, राज्य सरकार की विफलता को लेके गए हैं. 36 वादा किए थे 5 साल पहले, जो 36 वादा को एक भी वादा को पूरा नहीं किए हैं. इसीलिए मैं कह रही हूँ कि छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता लड़ाई नहीं करता है. छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता जो है साइलेंट किलर है. आप 3 तारीख को मेरे को जरूर याद कीजिए.
ओके, अगर थोड़ा आंकड़ा थोड़ा आसपास में रह गया, 2024 लोकसभा पे इस पे कोई फर्क पड़ेगा?
बिल्कुल फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. फिर मैं पुनः आपको 4 साल पहले की बात को बताता हूँ. 6 महीना पहले अगर छत्तीसगढ़ की भारतीय जनता पार्टी सरकार हट जाती है, हार जाती है, लेकिन अगर 6 महीना पहले बाद में अगर चुनाव होता है तो 9 के 9 सांसद लोग चुन के छत्तीसगढ़ से ही आते हैं. आप उसी से अपना कंपेयर कर लीजिए कि इस बार रिजल्ट बेहतरीन रहेगा. मेरा बात को आप लोग विश्वास कीजिए.
ओके, गोमती जी हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट मैम. ऑफ कोर्स all politicians it's wait for the day of the results and their performance is checked, but wish you all the very best regardless of what political party you're fighting for. Gomti Sai joining us, member of parliament for the BJP out of Chhattisgarh. Meanwhile, in Rajasthan, the ETG poll is also now out. They are predicting a thumping win, or a thumping advantage rather, for the BJP with a better performance from the others and a disappointing performance from the Congress. So the 3 agencies that have put out their results for Rajasthan, Jan Ki Baat, Polstrat, ETG, all are predicting advantage. That means government forming past the halfway mark advantage for the BJP in Rajasthan. Meanwhile, in Chhattisgarh, we now have the details from 7 polling agencies. So Chhattisgarh, the details from the 7 polling agencies, and it is still advantage Congress. Jan Ki Baat, Access My India, CNX, TV5, C Voter, Today's Chanakya and Matrix. The average for the BJP 38, halfway mark is at 46, average for the Congress 49, just over the halfway mark. So a reduced performance perhaps for the Congress, not a thumping majority, but a government forming majority nonetheless. That is the Chhattisgarh. Almost all the polls that were supposed to report have already reported, and the figures that you're seeing on your screen. Joyita Basu, it's crystallizing. Oftentimes we see exit polls really all over the place. I mean, really go one way or the other. This time I'm seeing a lot more consistency. I mean, look at this, 3 different agencies, all with 3 different backgrounds, and have a look at Rajasthan. They are giving a very similar range prediction.
Yes, and the thing is, you see, I mean, I would say they are starting to look a lot like their opinion polls. So the thing is, if you're looking at, and what is interesting is that no one is really, except for I guess ETG and Jan Ki Baat, but they are variable, the numbers are too variable, too big a gap. So, it is not really a thumping win for BJP, but it's also not a great performance by the Congress. So, I would say the Congress is defeating itself, but at the same time, given this state like Rajasthan, which changes government every 5 years, the BJP should have done better perhaps.
Okay.
So, I think that is the Gehlot factor that is holding up the Congress for at least according
I
to numbers.
I think the moral takeaway, and like I said, we have 5 days to analyze this, maybe 5 months to analyze it in 2024. But the bottom line seems to be is the Congress, which has learnt a lesson from Himachal and Karnataka of letting the local leaders lead the strategy, the faces, the formulation, help them out with Siddaramaiah and DKS, despite the infighting and internal egos. Infighting and internal egos happen in all parties. Okay, the BJP is better at managing them. The Congress becomes more public, but they put the local leaders up front and they did better. Himachal, they scraped through. Karnataka did good enough. They no longer required the JDS. So that's a good enough victory. Chhattisgarh, Baghel, now whether it's Scindia or Baghel, that is going to be an open question. Right now it seems that if there is a win, that win goes into Baghel's camp, whether people of the Congress like it or not. So here we are, Picket and Nambiar, we are now crystallizing the exit poll numbers. 7 agencies have reported for Chhattisgarh, all say advantage Congress. Generally, the exit polls can wildly differ. You and I have been doing this for a long period of time. This time, they are being a lot more consistent with each other. Is that a sign of something?
Well, this was more of like a perception which has been created over the last 2-3 months. Even the Seawater predicted, in fact, I was with Yashwant Deshmukh over the last 10 days, 10 times. The perception has been created, except the Telangana, because Telangana Congress came up as a surprise package, but in rest of the places it was all expected in the similar fashion. But one thing I'll tell you, I will stand by my prediction which I had given it to you, and that is maybe a combination of all of it. But the truth is that BJP is gaining in all the places except Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh, it will maintain the status quo of 2018, how it has, where it stood. Maybe a little advantage in terms of number of seats for the Congress. But overall, see, if you really look at it, I always tell that this election is more important for the Congress than the BJP. BJP is only having Madhya Pradesh as in its hand right now. Whereas in the case of Congress needs to prove both in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, and plus it also needs to prove that it is still a strong party in the south of India, in Telangana.
Okay.
So even if BJP picks up Madhya Pradesh, BJP loses and Rajasthan BJP gets it, they will say that yeah, we lost one place, but with a very small margin. And believe me that there may be a possibility that BJP, even if they come short of some few seats, BJP's overall performance in terms of the vote share will be.
Before I get the politicians back in, quick thought with Manasvi once again. Manasvi, so the exit polls are a lot more consistent with each other. Many times in the past, they are wildly favoring one or favoring the other. Yes. This time, there seems to be more consistency. Is that an indication that it's a little bit more predictable this time?
I think apart from Telangana, it's going to be predictable. We all would be on the same page with Rajasthan. If I go into specific, it is going to go the BJP way. With a slight margin difference, yes, but it is going to be BJP's way. In Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, it is going to be Congress way. There are two ways about it. And when it comes to Mizoram, MNF is going to be there. So what is surprising here would be Congress performing better than 2018. Congress local leadership, state leaderships have performed better. And on the contrary, what was working well for BJP, Narendra Modi ji's chehra as a national leader, as a central leader, as the greatest leader of the party and of the country, the projection and the burden of the entire party on the shoulders of Narendra Modi ji is not working in the favor of BJP. Why? Because the local leaders, the state leaders have been overshadowed by a greater than life character of Narendra Modi ji. So that's not working well for the BJP as of now. Having said that, it is going to be an election which is not going to go in the favor of BJP, but in the favor of Congress. And Congress will not, I feel, should not make a mistake of 2018. So Congress looks as a house, a learned house, a house which has gone back to their drawing boards and done a homework
Okay.
and come back stronger.
Okay.
That is what the perception is of Congress as of now. It looks like an intact house of a political party which is going to go, which is going to take on BJP in 2024 and would be the formative force for India bloc also. So it's a very good election for Congress and Congress Karyakartas.
Okay, let me just register the Mizoram seat share predictions as well from the two polling agencies that have so far come out with them. This, ladies and gentlemen, Jan Ki Baat and CNX are predicting maybe one seat for the BJP, between 5 and 10 for the Congress, the MNF between 10 and 14, the CNX says 14 to 18, the ZPM 15 to 25 and 12 to 16. So very interesting confabulation coming out of Mizoram, where this MNF plus seems to be likely to be the leading figure, but the ZPM is being given as many seats as this time around. I'm going to come back and discuss this in just a bit. Let me quickly get Ikramji back into this conversation with us. So Ikramji, let me ask you a question. What were the lessons from Karnataka, where you had a pretty comfortable victory, as opposed to Himachal, where it was really close in so many seats, but a win is a win. You can win by 10 votes or win by 10,000 votes, a win is a win. What are the lessons you took away that have been applied this time around?
Yes, Rishabhji, first past the post, so that's what we get, a win by 10 votes or a win by 10,000 votes counts for the same. Now, the lessons that we had from Karnataka is that you talk about what the people want. It should not be a top-down approach, but a bottom-up approach. So that is how Karnataka campaign was targeted. That is how the Karnataka campaign was executed. And the same has been done in these states. You understand what the people want. Bharat Jodo Yatra was a great start on that, where actually people said what they want. They talked about their difficulties. They talked about their aspirations, and they talked about what they want. And that is the template that we used in Karnataka. That is the template we have used in these state elections. And going forward, it will be the same template that will be used in May for the national elections. That is, you don't stuff people down with what you want to do for them. You ask what they want, and then you promise that I'll deliver what you want and I'll work for that. And that is what we have done in Karnataka, we are doing now. And in 24, the same template will be, projected on a pan-India basis.
Okay, so you're saying bottom-up approach, which is always a good thing. And Joyita, that seems to be the working logic. That in the case of, and I think Santosh Lad is going to be joining us very shortly, so I'll have the conversation with him as well. But in the case of Karnataka, it was regardless of differences between Siddaramaiah and DKS, they had their ear to the ground and they managed to pull a big victory. It was an important victory, not requiring the JDS to be with them in government. It was an important victory, delivering a very large, important and as well a revenue churning state.
Yes, but at the same time, it was actually BJP. There was tremendous anti-incumbency against the BJP. It was not just that the Congress won the election, but it was the BJP that lost that election. And what we are witnessing, I would say the difference between Karnataka and the other states is that we do not see that much of an anti-incumbency against Gehlot in Rajasthan. We do not see that much of an anti-incumbency against, at least in the last couple of weeks, last few weeks, against Shivraj Singh Chauhan, except for some kind of voter fatigue of seeing him as a chief minister. And I do not think there is that much of an anti-incumbency. So I think there is a difference. Even for Telangana, I am going to say, from whatever I am hearing, that there is not that much anti-incumbency. But yes, what is there is that there is unhappiness with the KCR's family, and because of their inaccessibility and all. So I would say the kind of anti-incumbency that we saw in Karnataka, I don't think we are seeing that anti-incumbency. There is no wave in any of these states.
It's not the same. Okay, fair enough. Let me get Shivam Shukla back in. Shivam Shukla, now the conventional wisdom that everybody in the BJP tells us, and I've seen it myself, that every election, even if it's an MCD election or it's a municipality election or it's a panchayati election, you guys take every election very seriously. The biggest of the faces, members of parliament, ministers go out in campaigning. But when it came to these set of elections, was this more important or is 2024 more important?
Look, each and every election has its own importances. 2024 election is important from the national perspective, and these elections were important for the state level. So the thing is, the Congress spokesperson was talking about the top and down approach and bottom up approach. So I would say in the last elections when Congress was contesting in the Rajasthan, they was having a collective leadership, and where most of the party workers were wanting, and not just party workers, but the people of Rajasthan were wanting Sachin Pilot as the chief minister from the Congress's side. But the Congress High Command that has its firm belief on the Ashok Gehlot in order to use Rajasthan as an ATM machine for the Congress party. They made him chief minister. So the people felt betrayed last time, and they are giving a befitting reply to Congress party in these elections. We are seeing that as the exit polls are coming. And for the Madhya Pradesh, as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned, the Congress leadership, apart from Kamal Nath and Digvijay Singh, who themselves was having a kapda faat pratyogita between them, apart from them, all the state level leadership, be it the ex-leader of opposition, who is son of Arjun Singh, Ajay Singh Rahul, or be it Suresh Pachori, who has been the Brahman face of Congress party in Madhya Pradesh, be it Arun Yadav, who is OBC face of Congress party in Madhya Pradesh, they all were they were nowhere in entire election campaign of the Congress party.
Okay.
And the people were able to read how the Congress party...
So Shivam, Jyotiraditya Scindia transferred his loyalties to your party. Do you think he's transferred his votes also to your party?
Look, he is having a persona, he is having an appeal, especially in the Gwalior-Chambal region and across the state, we can say that. We have seen even when the last election results came, no party was having a clear-cut majority. BJP was greater in terms of the vote percentage, and Congress was having 2-3 seats more than us, and they formed a government, and that was a coalition government which was having support of Samajwadi Party, Bahujan Samaj Party, and some Nirdali MLAs. So this was not a government that people have elected. This was a Bhanumati ne kunba joda kahin ke rai ka roda. And when Jyotiraditya Scindia seen that the government that has been formed by such sort of methodologies, it is not working for the public interest. It is more concerned about the dynasties that are like Kamal Nath was concerned about Nakul Nath. He was not concerned about the people of Madhya Pradesh. Digvijay Singh was concerned about Jayavardhan Singh. And the Congress party was just promoting the 3 pillars it works on.
All right, but is there a disconnection?
No, he toppled down that government.
So is there a disconnection? Joyita Basu, are there voters out there who are now thinking that for the center is still Narendra Modi and therefore is the BJP, but at the state I am now willing to consider my options?
Well, Rishabh, I would rather see it as voters often, more than often in fact, vote differently in assembly elections and in the Lok Sabha elections, and this is not something that is happening recently. It has been happening for a very long time, I would say even decades. Even in 2014 we saw that in a state like maybe Uttar Pradesh. So I would say this is, and that is why voters, we have to give it to them in terms of they are very discerning. When it comes to, that is why when people talk about the local leadership at the level of when we are talking about the Lok Sabha elections, it does not really matter about the local leadership. What matters is Mr. Modi's face. So anybody who becomes an MP,
majority credit is they are winning on Modi's name.
It is said that even if you make a lamppost stand as a candidate, that lamppost will win because they are all voting for Mr. Modi. So so that kind of a difference, and the voters are kind of even in Himachal, when you are looking at Himachal for that matter, even the state that Congress won, enough people are saying, but these same people will go and vote for the BJP in the Lok Sabha elections. You see, so that is where, and that anti-incumbency has not yet set in at the national level. So yes, I would say that difference is not a new development. It has been there for a long time.
PK Nambiar, the Delhi is the best example, you have a thumping win for the, I can't see him, so Manasvi, why don't you take that? You have a thumping win in Delhi for the Aam Aadmi Party. It's not a close fight, it's a thumping win, they sweep it.
Correct.
Then the BJP comes and sweeps the national elections. Then once again, local municipal elections, the Aam Aadmi Party gets an advantage. So is the voter thinking now that, listen, or at least a percentage of the voter, that for the national level sweepstakes, it's still advantage BJP, we are still thinking Modi, but at the local level, we are more than free to consider our options?
Now, that is the blueprint of India now. So we have to agree on that. And BJP has miserably failed. When I say that, BJP has miserably failed in creating local leaders. So when we talk about Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh, we don't have local leadership of BJP there in the state. So that is the reason BJP is failing state elections. And that is a blueprint which people are also tired. They would want to vote for Narendra Modi ji, but the vote is going to come at the central level. Even now, when we see about the campaign stand, the entire burden of the state elections is also on Narendra Modi ji. Where are the local leaders? Who is the chief minister candidate for Madhya Pradesh? The anti-incumbency against Mama ji is less in Madhya Pradesh but more in BJP. Who is going to be the chief minister candidate in Rajasthan? Who's going to be the chief minister candidate in Chhattisgarh? That is not there, but we know the prime minister. So there is where the people are thinking. Where is the state leadership? Wherever there is a strong state leadership in the opposition, BJP is failing there. And that is a concern for BJP. And that's an advantage for Congress. Incubate leaders in states and get states and then convert that small wins into massive central wins. So that is what the Congress is working. The Karnataka advantage is an exact blueprint for Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan for Congress. The vote share in Rajasthan, when I go into the specifics, are going to be equal between Congress and BJP. But there is going to be a slight advantage because of the tendency of the Rajasthanis to give all the political parties one chance in 5 years. So that is going to happen. But it's going to be a miserable failure because of lack of leadership being generated in the last 10 years in BJP. That's what's not happening.
NB Subhash joining us on the broadcast. Joyita wants to make a quick interjection. Joyita, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's, I'm not willing to make such a broad generalized statement about that BJP has not developed local leadership. Look at Uttarakhand, Pushkar Singh Dhami, look at UP, what is happening over there, and even in Madhya Pradesh. And, you you see, when it comes to a BJP strategy is now becoming like when it's a very close election, Prime Minister gives that extra edge to take the BJP over the finishing line or close to the finishing line.
Yeah. No, that's the extra edge, momentum, last minute wave. There's no doubt about it because there is a Modi factor there, and Modi goes in campaigns. We know that there is a percentage of vote he takes away. But the question is there a divergence now? Modi at the center, but we are opening our hearts and minds. Elsewhere, it's an open question. NV Subhash joining us of the BJP. Subhaji, what do you make now of the exit polls, sir?
Definitely, we have really worked hard on that, and then our welfare schemes have been very well taken in most of the places, especially in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and of course in Chhattisgarh we have a little bit of setback. So as far as Telangana is concerned, definitely we are in a good, the positive results, as we have seen that there is. The people are talking about a triangular fight, but it is not a triangular fight. It is between BJP versus Congress or BJP versus BRS. So all said and done, this, the political battle, what we have seen today, and then, the exit polls, and then since we are, most of the time we are in the ground, and then we are assessing what's going to happen on that. And we feel that, we have done a good performance, and then we have done a good job. In that, definitely exit polls, most of them are predicting 10 plus in that. And as far as we know, that many of the people who have are against the BRS, they have shifted their vote to the BJP. And the Congress, as we can see, that they have been telling that Congress will definitely win, as they have had a good result in the good show in Karnataka. But this is not happening in Telangana. Because in urban votes also, if you see, hardly around 20 to 25% of people have voted, and most of them have voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party. As far as the rural, there is a huge anti-incumbency where BRS really failed to get their turnout also, and then most of the people are aggrieved that they did not get the welfare schemes as promised by the BRS chief earlier. But they have seen, the guarantees of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Modi's guarantees have been very well taken in the rural areas also. And right from 2019, we were mostly focusing on.
So Subhash, what are you hoping? Because conventional wisdom would say that KCR should take it. But people are saying, no, it's an upset. You're saying it's an upset, that KCR will not form the government. In fact, he might collapse. And of course, Telangana is the only state which matters to KCR. So therefore, that's a national political calamity that happens. In that case, Are you supposing it's the Congress and BRS that have cut each other's votes? So that's why you have an advantage?
No. See, I don't know. The national ambition for the BRS party is in doldrums now. We don't see any future. It is just the cutout on that. And earlier, right from beginning, also we are telling the once he has changed from TRS to BRS itself, that the Telangana, that the issue
Okay.
has put it on the backgrounds.
Okay.
And now in the future, it will be only between the Congress and the BJP.
Okay.
And all the regional parties actually I've seen earlier also.
Okay,
Regional
you're
parties
calling
have-
it curtains on KCR, curtains on KTR, who just been holding a press conference, and curtains on the erstwhile TRS, now BRS. Let me get Ikram Sandhu back into this conversation. Ikram Sandhu, let's go back to the national picture, because the mathematicians can argue that when it comes to the national picture, 3 or 4% of the vote share is the difference between a majority government at the center in the Lok Sabha and a pretty desultory performance in double digits. That's what we've seen in the past. So are you hoping it's mathematics? Are you hoping that, okay, we pull a few percentage extra from Karnataka, a little bit more from Himachal, we do a little bit better in Madhya Pradesh, a little bit better in Rajasthan, so therefore that completely changes the game at the national level? Or is the national sweepstakes completely different?
Rishabh, first I'll just give me 30 seconds and I'll like to call out my friend from BJP on their double speak. He was talking about, DK Shiv Kumar and Siddaramaiah and the differences our leadership have. Well, their party couldn't even name their chief minister candidates for either Rajasthan or MP or Chhattisgarh. And I challenge him right now that if they are in a position to form a government in Rajasthan, can he tell me the name of their presumptive CM? Or will Mamaji get a term, or will Mamaji not be considered an MP? And in Chhattisgarh, is it Raman Singh or is it somebody else? So, it is double speak of Herculean proportions when they're talking about Congress, while in their whole house is completely in the dark who their leaders on the state level
Okay,
are.
come on, sir. That applied in Karnataka also, with DKS
I agree.
and Siddaramaiah. So come on, come on. That happens everywhere. I mean, in Rajasthan also, we don't know whether it's going to be Vasundhara or Gajendra Shekhawat or somebody else.
Okay.
So it cuts both ways.
We had 2. They have at least a dozen in Rajasthan, and you know that. You're not even very sure which Shekhawat is the front runner. With the same surname, there are 2 presumptive CM candidates. So that is the kind of competition BJP has. Now coming to your question on the national level, yes, mathematics does play a role in politics, does play a role in election. So does chemistry. And it has to be the combination of 2. Now we have seen 9.5 years of BJP rule, of Modi rule. And now when we go on to the ground, people have started questioning Mr. Modi. The panel here is pretty unanimous in its opinion that, he's the biggest leader right now. And, people are swayed by what he says. But I'll beg to differ there. Now people have started questioning Mr. Modi that अब भी जब वो बात करते हैं वो 2014 से पहले की बात करते हैं. आप अब ये बताइए 9.5 साल में क्या हुआ? And that is the narrative. You can, quote me. We will be discussing things ad nauseum over the next 6 months. The 2024 elections will be of what has happened in the last 10 years.
Okay.
That you got 10 years, you asked for 5. When 5 finished, you said, give me another 5.
Okay.
So you have got your 10.
Okay.
Tell us what have you done in these 10 years.
I promise to get you all the numbers as fast as possible. So let's refresh our Rajasthan data on your screens. So 5 of the polling agencies data is now there. Pretty much 4 out of the 5 are giving BJP advantage. Access My India is giving the Congress a slight advantage, just a minor advantage. So the overall average in Rajasthan still remains 106 for the BJP, 80 for the Congress and 13 for the others. So government forming advantage for Rajasthan, marginal but good enough. That's what happened last time. The Congress got exactly the halfway mark in Rajasthan, and with a few others, including a few defectors, managed to come and formulate the government. So that's the thread of thought. I'm going to get you updated figures from Madhya Pradesh in just a few seconds. But before that, Joyita, now, all in well, that elections is a little bit about mathematics. Okay, it does matter. So if you're in the Congress and you're going, actually, we scraped through in Himachal, not bad. Karnataka, we've done well. Our performance is not bad in Madhya Pradesh. We only need 4-5% of the vote share nationally here and there to at least double our seats, if nothing else. Do you start feeling a lot more confident, or should you be really thinking, though, national level is completely different? Because what we've learned is that when Rahul is in the back burner, we are doing better. But as soon as he's front and center as the national face against Narendra Modi, that's when the trouble begins.
Well, for the Congress, that's definitely a problem. And you see, this problem may not be happening in the state polls, because whichever state has, as it happens, the states that have gone to the polls in this round all have reasonably strong Congress leaders, Congress faces. So, frankly, I don't think the voters really thought about Rahul Gandhi when voting. But you see, also there are states like, say, for example, Uttar Pradesh. There is a state like Bihar, although there are RJD in their alliance. Then states like Gujarat, state like West Bengal. There are so many other states, even for that matter, Tamil Nadu, okay, and Andhra Pradesh. So you see, so these are the states where the Congress does not have a local leadership, Congress does not have a presence over there, and in spite of all of Rahul Gandhi's efforts, Congress is not going anywhere in these states. And yes, it is definitely going to become a problem for the Congress in the Lok Sabha elections, because there you will not be projecting another, say, Kamal Nath or Gehlot and Bhupesh Baghel.
Okay. All right.
They will be playing second fiddle.
Let me get Manasvi in. So Manasvi, you were pointing out that there is an over-reliance for the BJP even at the state level on Narendra Modi winning and sweeping everything. But when we switch the gears at the national level, the lesson seems to be that mathematics should argue that the Congress, with a few percentage better in Himachal, a couple of percentage better in Karnataka, doing decently in Madhya Pradesh, maybe Chhattisgarh, they improve their seats, because the BJP needs to sweep all of this to get 300. They need to get cent percent seats. Anything less than cent percent ain't enough to get 300 in the north, out of the north. But at the national level, is it a completely different ball game that actually once it becomes Rahul versus Modi, then Rahul is the Achilles heel, it becomes damaging for the Congress?
Yes, in perception wise, yes. When it's going to be a presidential form of the narrative, yes, there is still a large gap between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister aspirant Rahul Gandhi. There is going to be that's nowhere there. But when it comes to the vote bank politics and the arithmetics of it, yes, there is going to be a definite damage from what the BJP presently is enjoying in the vote share and the seat. The Congress is coming back. There is no doubt about it. But as of now, standing today, if the election happens, definitely not the Congress is going to even cross the half mark to make with the entire India. That's not going to be there. The inroads of BJP is very strong. Rahul versus Modi, or even for that matter, India bloc versus Narendra Modi and BJP is not going to form the Sarkar at the central level. But there is going to be an exponential increase in the vote share and the seats of Congress. There is going to be multiple factors, and Rahul is also, there is a tremendous shift from what Rahul Gandhi was in 2019, he's going to be in 2024.
Okay, let me quickly get Shiva back into this conversation. Shivam, now let me ask you a slightly question taking one step away. Okay, let's look at Gujarat. All right, where you saw the Aam Aadmi Party trying to make an entry in Gujarat, and between the vote cutting that they did, they completely decimated the Congress in Gujarat. It really hurt the Congress, perhaps to the advantage of the BJP. In these states, that AAP factor has not been as high. Do you think that when it comes to third party vote cutting, the Congress really suffers and it's your advantage?
Look, when Aam Aadmi Party was contesting elections in the Gujarat, this was the same Congress party who used to call Aam Aadmi Party the B team of BJP. And eventually what happened? Congress formed an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party itself. So this shows how Congress party is treating the democracy of India. We are not concerned with who is fighting election in which state. We are focused on our campaign, our strategy, our ideology, and all the principles that
He's not answering the specific question.
Yeah, but let him try. Go ahead.
So the thing is, Bharatiya Janata Party goes into election with a clear-cut ideology and agenda, and we fight election on our merits. We are not concerned with which party is fighting elections in whichever state. So I don't think that Bharatiya Janata Party requires any third player to come into the fray for winning elections. We have able leadership everywhere in the country. We are having our expansion even in the southern part of the country, like states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So in the Hindi heartland, as far as it is concerned, Bharatiya Janata Party is the most prominent force, and we are already seeing that. You were just now talking about the Congress party and the Rahul Gandhi.
Okay.
We have seen this chatter in the media at least a dozen times since Rahul Gandhi entered into the politics.
But
his
Shivam,
time has arrived
there
and
is no doubt about it. Okay, that is a major problem for the Congress party, because they are the opposite problem. At the state level, they still have leadership. At the national level, it becomes far more complicated. But let me rephrase the question. You also have a problem, and your problem is mathematics. The mathematics is not easy. 40% vote share, but that means to get 300 plus seats, even if you do 1 or 2 seats in Kerala, okay, which you probably will this time, maybe Tamil Nadu you open khata, you're going to do a lot better in the northeast. You might do slightly better in Bengal, but you still have to do cent percent in Rajasthan, cent percent Gujarat, cent percent Delhi, near cent percent in UP. That's just plain mathematics. It's a tough one to repeat again and again.
So we have seen this mathematics getting repeated in 2018 when Congress formed government in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. People were saying, oh, the time of Rahul Gandhi has arrived, or the Congress party is getting back into the power at the national level. And what happened in the elections? Congress was able to win just one parliamentary seat, that is Chhindwara, and that too with a narrow margin of something like 30 to 35,000. So it is very evident that the Bharatiya Janata Party is having no option at the national level. It is the only player that people of this country are able to believe. And as far as the states are concerned, we are seeing in Chhattisgarh also BJP is gaining some seats, and it might form a government. Even if it's not, we can see a split in the Congress party as well. We have seen the T.S. Scindia, how he has been sidelined within the ranks and files of the Congress party.
Yeah, and who knows, he might join you, float his own thing, who knows, it's happened. But in some cases,
whoever wants to join our ideology, our principles, our beliefs, we are always more than welcoming.
Amrinder Singh split away from the Congress. People forget, Amrinder Singh split away from the Congress in Punjab. It wasn't to the advantage of the BJP. It somehow played to the advantage of the Aam Aadmi Party. Jyoti, of course, splitting away from the Congress in Madhya Pradesh, immediately government formation advantage to the BJP. Whether that translates into votes, we will just find out. And if it does, well, his political career is sorted in the BJP. If it doesn't, it becomes a complex headache for the Bharatiya Janata Party. So it cuts across in several directions. Let me get
Manasvi. The thing is, in Bharatiya Janata Party, we do not decide the fate of political leaders based upon the electoral performances.
Okay.
We have firm belief on his able leadership, and he has proved this when the by-elections were happening in the Madhya Pradesh, and Bharatiya Janata Party clearly swept away all these elections. Congress party was nowhere in that election. And we will see
I want to touch base very quickly.
On the 3rd of December, Bharatiya Janata Party will be having a clear-cut majority in the Vidhan Sabha of the Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan.
I am a well-wisher of all politicians. I wish there were 500 seats and everybody got majority. But like I said, mathematics can sometimes be lethal. In this system,
mathematics is for a television chatter. Bharatiya Janata Party fights elections.
No, sir. Mathematics is the lifeblood of all politicians. Even one vote can make such a difference in life. We've seen elections at the MLA level in Rajasthan decided on 3-4 votes sometimes. So every vote matters for politicians. So I want to touch base with the figures once again. Telangana, ladies and gentlemen, Jan Ki Baat CNX Polstrat. The data is out. The Polo polls average is 7 for the BJP, 60 for the Congress, 6 for Owaisi's party and 46 for the BRS. Now, by this logic, the BRS, as far as the exit polls are concerned, are not meeting the halfway mark. It's a hung house with advantage. Congress, joining us on the broadcast is Mansoor, who's of course the in charge of Telangana for the Congress party. Mansoor ji, thanks very much for joining us. If you can hear us. Now, what is your best guess estimate, sir? How's it gone? Mansoor ji.
I think I lost the connection.
How are you feeling tonight, sir, now that you've seen some happy numbers suggesting that maybe the performance in Telangana is going to be better than most expected?
Now, see, because in the Congress party, we always expected over the last 4 months what we were seeing and on the ground and what was being reported had a lot of disparity. Congress over the last 6 months has worked really hard on the ground level, and the amount of dissatisfaction among the people with the BRS government is enormous. And what your exit poll numbers are saying, you will see on December 3rd, it will be a landslide for the Congress party.
Okay, which would of course be a miracle if it were to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Exit polls have to be taken, but you're confident it's happening. At least the Congress is doing better than most people expected even month ago.
If you say that it's a miracle, but you will witness a miracle on December 3rd.
Okay, so if you do win, is that end game for KCR and the BRS, because this is the only place which is home and hearth to them?
See, BRS has ruled for 10 years, and the amount of dissatisfaction which is there among the common people is huge and humongous. You should actually see on the ground we will see that on December 3rd when the results are reflected. And it's been a government of broken promises, single family rule of 3 or 4 people, and you may have a lot of them, they may show a lot of things, but they have not fulfilled any of the promises made in the manifesto.
Okay, because the BJP has also been at it, sir. So why do you think that if the BRS is not performing, or if KCR has failed the people of the state that he helped formulate in his agitation, of course, against the central rule by you, that is the BJP doesn't take an advantage? In fact, it could be that you and KCR cut each other's votes, and who knows, the BJP might pull off a miracle instead.
If you ever, BJP is not at all a player in Telangana. When the results come, you will see they would have, with my assessment, they will hardly get 3 to 4 seats. And it's a perception that BJP was ever in a battle for Telangana. And when the results come on December 3rd, you will see the BJP's performance too.
Okay. Last question, sir, because I know you have a busy evening ahead of you. Given what's happened in Karnataka, given what's happened in Himachal, which was a close fight, but a win is a win. What is then the factor then in Telangana? Is it simply the failure of KCR that you would feel, or have you offered something or planned your strategies differently? Because things for the Congress have been difficult for a long period of time at the national level. So if something better is happening, where's the credit lying? See, the first thing what has really rejuvenated the Congress in Telangana is the Bharat Jodo Yatra of Rahul ji. Okay, it enthusiasmed the workers again got back onto the ground. After that we had the Haath Se Haath Jodo Yatra. Then we started having one program or the other, exposing the failure of the BRS government and the failed promises to the people of Telangana, and definitely the positive vibes of the Karnataka victory also have resonated in the Telangana campaign. Okay, Mansoorji, potentially 4 months later, you have to come back and do it all over again. If the performance is decent this time, and you're expecting it to be more than decent, is the national level Lok Sabha election in Telangana a completely different, fresh ball game, or do you expect some momentum building? You will see after the assembly elections in Lok Sabha, we will have a sweep in Telangana. Okay, all right, appreciate it. And like I said, we'll find out on the 3rd, but the Congress is predicted to do better than many people would have thought a month ago. And that's not good news, not for the BJP. That's really bad news for KCR and KTR and the family, because if not Telangana, where do you go from here? Now, there have been parties who've been wiped out from their native states. The DMK fell down to near zero at the central level in a massively bad turnout at the state level and recovered. So you can't write off politicians, but it puts you in a very uncomfortable situation. Mansoorji joining us exclusively here on NewsX. He's been the man in charge for the Congress party to revive things on that stage. I need to take a very short break. Before that, quick thoughts from Joyita. Joyita, now we have a lot of numbers. I want to quickly go through the Madhya Pradesh. We have a fresh set on your screens. Can we get the Madhya Pradesh number on our screens, please? So, Jan Ki Baat, Matrix, Polstrat, Dainik Bhaskar results from Madhya Pradesh are also being added to the list. So, this is now advantage BJP at 119 average. Remember, the halfway mark is 116. So, just enough to form the government. The Congress at just over 100 at 107 and the others at 4. So, the Madhya Pradesh advantage BJP remains despite the fact that Dainik Bhaskar is giving a slight edge to the Congress in Madhya Pradesh, or the 4th poll that has been added. Joyita, we've had a pretty exhaustive look now at all the exit polls. We have almost all the agencies out there. Is your opinion roughly where we began? Chhattisgarh, advantage Congress, Madhya Pradesh too close to call, Rajasthan advantage BJP?
I would say yes, Chhattisgarh, and yes, with Madhya Pradesh too close to call. Chhattisgarh is definitely Congress. Rajasthan, I am a little surprised with Axis poll, which is giving a slight edge to Congress, and in fact giving it a majority in Rajasthan, Axis poll, which is unlike what the others are doing. So I would say even Rajasthan, if that is the case, even Rajasthan is too close to call right now.
Okay.
And at the same time, I would say what all the polling agencies have done is that they have been very careful. They have been very careful. They have not gone here and there. They have been very, very careful, kind of stuck to what their opinion poll and what everybody is talking about.
Okay, so agencies have been careful, lot more consistent. Oftentimes they're all over the place. This time a lot more consistent. I don't know whether it means something or doesn't, or there is a a herd mentality even sometimes here. Vishwas Sarang joining us on the broadcast. He is the current Minister of Medical Education in Madhya Pradesh, or I'll be coming back to him very, very shortly.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.